Hey everybody, it is Sean here again, and this video I'm going to be telling you about my phone interview for the Disney College program and how it went down, what happened. So my phone interview I had a week ago today. That was March 5th at 7:15 p.m. and it was the longest day of my life. I waited all day for this phone call, and it finally came across at 7:18 from a unknown number, like all times it will be from Disney. But yeah, 7:18, the call came across and I answered. I was very professional. I was like, "Hi, this is Sean," smiling, because you always want to smile when you talk on the phone with Disney. Um, and then it went on. It started, and the my recruiter, her name was Margie. She was very, very friendly, and so it helped me a lot because um, I was trying to be myself. I was trying to stay calm, and just having her talking to me, telling me, okay, this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna talk about. Like it, it calmed me down a lot, and I was ready for it. Um, so yeah, so if you're nervous, if you're scared, it'll be okay, because the recruiters, what I've heard and from my experience, they are very friendly. Um, so yeah, so we went through questions, we talked, I asked a couple questions to her at the end, and the phone interview lasted about 18 minutes. In there, she said it would last between 15 and 20, so I felt 18's in the middle-ish, so it's good. So it should be a good phone call. And then, we went our ways. So my feelings afterwards was that I felt I had to keep telling myself I did good. It was a good phone interview. Everything went well, and now we just wait. Um, so yeah, so I'm still in the waiting process to hear back on the phone interview. She said it'd be about 2 to 3 weeks before I would find out anything. So I have a couple weeks to go before I hear anything. I check my email every day, all the time, just hoping that that email will come across saying congratulations. But we will see if that one comes across. So yeah. What really prepared me for this phone interview was that I found questions on Tumblr blog, which I'll hopefully somehow put it in the video or down below in the bio, so that you can check it out and prepare yourself, because going into a phone interview not prepared is a rough thing. I spent um, and I spent hours before my phone interview going over these questions. Um, I wrote them down, like I would respond to them, so I knew what I wanted to say, and I could understand the question more in case I was asked about it. But these questions that I found, I printed them off. There's about 4 pages, and they're broken up into sections. The first section is general, so any type of question not relating to the role, any roles, and then everything else is role-based questions pertaining to each role that you have an interest in. So I'm just gonna read a couple questions that I was asked, and you can check out the blog to get more. I'm just gonna go over the ones that I was asked, and hope maybe you were asked them too. Um, but of course, there's like 2 questions that you will most definitely get asked, and the first one is, I'm sorry, I'm gonna read them so I don't mess them up. The first one's gonna be, why do you want to work for Disney or do the Disney College program? That will be the very first question that you are asked. And this is basically like selling yourself to the company. Like, why do you want to do this? So I recommend that you pay close attention to that question and like do really good on it, because it could be your point of no return. Like, you either do good or you don't. So the second one would be, what are your top 3 roles? Um, they're gonna ask you to choose your top 3 roles from the roles that you put an interest in. You have to narrow it down to 3, and then after you narrow it down to 3, they will ask you specific questions about each role. It could be 1 to multiple questions about each role. My top 3 roles were attractions, and then second and third, they were sort of tied, was hospitality and merchandise. Attractions, I chose that because I figured it'd be a lot of fun and it'd be something new that I've never done before. So that was number 1. Number 2, number 3, hospitality. That's just because that's what my major in college is hospitality management. So I figured that would be, I mean, obvious. That's why I would want to do it. So I have the experience in that. And thirdly, merchandise, just because my previous work experiences are both in retail. So I'm familiar with, cash and the cash register. So for attractions, if you have that as one of your top 3 roles, the number 1 question that you will be asked for this is, what would you do if a child wants to ride Space Mountain but is too short? And I feel like this is your break point too. If you want to do attractions, like, you need to answer this correctly. So that was the only question that I was asked about for attractions. For hospitality, if that's in your top 3 choices or top 3 roles, it would be, what would you do if a guest wanted a specific type of room and there were none available? That one's frequently asked that I've seen, if you have that in your top 3 roles. There's more questions from these. And then, of course, for merchandise, you're going to be asked, are you familiar handling cash? Because merchandise is so widespread on the park that you could be anywhere, so you need to know how to use cash. And she asked me if I knew how to count cash backwards and forward, and I said yes, because I do it daily at my job. So if you don't, and you want to be in merchandise, practice so you can know how to do that, because at Disney they count cash backwards to your guest. And for some general questions, they could range from, how do you feel about having roommates, especially foreign roommates, and how would you go about disagreements with roommates? And she told me, actually, the number 1 thing is the cleanliness, like having a clean apartment, a room, bathroom, kitchen, all that. Like, how would you go about an agreement on having the room clean? So keep that in mind. Oh, another important thing that they asked you is if you have any tattoos or piercings. Don't lie on this question, because if you do and you get down there, if you get offered a job and you accepted, and you go down there and it's visible, it's gonna be rough, because you lied, and you shouldn't. Another frequently asked question is, do you mind working in the Florida heat, the weather? I'm from Ohio. I'm up for anything. It's better than this snow that we've had all winter. So I'm sort of excited for the sunshine and the warm weather. But I know Florida has its cold days and rainy days, but those are rare, hopefully. Another question that is asked is if you would rather work alone or in a group. So have a yes or no for that. Not a yes or no, but I have an answer for that, and sort of have an explanation why, because mine asked me why. Um, do you prefer working in a fast-paced or slow-paced work environment? My current job is fast-paced, so of course I said fast-paced. When we do have our slow times, it is very boring, and I hate standing around. I like to be on the move, constantly moving, getting the job done. So yeah, so there are a ton more questions on this question app thing. So give it a look, and be be prepared. Some words of advice, what my friends have told me, be yourself. That's like the biggest thing. Be yourself. Number 2 probably would be smile. Smile during the whole interview if you can. So get that smile going, because you're gonna have to smile at Disney. You're gonna have to smile in front of those guests. So you might as well practice now and get it down. Another thing, stay calm. Listen to some music before, if that's what helps you stay calm. Be stress free. Put on your favorite music until the phone call comes, then turn it off. Read a book. Whatever helps you stay calm, do it, so you're not so tense. But don't worry. I promise you that the recruiters, when they call you, they are so friendly. I mean, it was amazing how fast I connected with my recruiter on the phone. So yeah. Oh, one more thing. Don't forget to ask questions at the end. I've read that the main question is, you ask the interviewer, why did you join Disney, or how did you start working for Disney? That's what I started with, and my interviewer's answer was amazing. Another thing, I asked about the classes. It makes you seem like you're interested, so that could be an option. I've read that, but ask about anything. Don't be afraid to ask questions at the end. That's what they're there for. And make sure you use the interviewer's name at least once in the interview. Try to catch the name at the beginning when they say it. Be prepared to listen. That's what they're going to say. They're going to be like, hey, hello, this is so-and-so from Disney. Get the name, write it down, have some paper and pen with you, and just be ready for that, because it's very important. It makes you look like you were paying attention. So yeah. So I think I've covered everything. So now I'm just in the waiting game, waiting for my email to come across, hopefully soon. I've heard that some people get theirs before the 2 to 3 weeks, and some get theirs after the 3 weeks. I think I read that everything closes up April 18th, so I could be waiting till then. But let's hope not, because I will be a mess if I have to wait that long. That's like a whole month. That's way too long. So yeah. Any questions, leave them in the comments. I'd love to help you guys out. Hopefully this video has helped somebody out. That's my intentions for these videos, is to help somebody do the Disney College program, because I've watched videos and I know it's helped me, and I've got a huge understanding of what the company, how this whole program works, just by watching the videos of cast members, of alumni, and everything. So, share this video. I'm fine with it. Like it, subscribe, whatever. But yeah, so I think that's all. Hopefully my next video will be the acceptance video, I'm hoping, for the email. If not, I will still do a video about getting the email with whatever happened. So wish me luck. I wish luck to everybody else that's doing their phone excuse me. I wish luck to everybody else that's doing their phone interviews here, now, soon, whenever. So yeah. So that's all. See you guys.